What's up, everybody? Here's the topic 7 review that's on savvasrealize.com. Problem number 1. I'm going to expand that expression, so I'm going to distribute 4 times a zebra is 4 zebras. 4 times positive 1 x-ray is positive 4 x-rays. Number 2, negative 5 times positive 6 x-rays would be negative 30 x-rays. And negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. You cannot simplify this any further. You cannot combine like terms. These are x-rays and these are not x-rays. So you have a variable term and a constant term. You cannot put them together. Number 3, they wanted you to factor. They wanted you to factor that. So what you have to do is find the greatest common factor. So the largest number that divides into 24 and 30 is 6. And they have a variable in common. So I factored out the x. Then you have to think to yourself, 6x times what would be positive 24 x-rays? Well, 6x times 4 and 6x times negative 5y would result in that term. The way that we would properly write it, the greatest common factor is the factor on the outside of the parentheses, and these two terms slide down into the parentheses. Number 4, the class came up with what, if we had to define combine like terms, what does it mean? Well, like terms are terms that have the same letter, and we could combine like terms that are constants. And then we also said combine, another way to say it is put together. Number 5, they wanted you to complete in factored form, so they gave you this. We need to draw out or pull out the greatest common factor, which is 3. And then just like in problem 3, 3 times what is 9 x-rays? Well, 3 times 3 x-rays, and 3 times positive 4y would give us positive 12y. So we would write our answer like this. Number 6 is definitely a test question, and students miss it. They want you to identify all the coefficients and constants from this expression. Well, the coefficients or the copilots of your variable terms, there's a hidden 1 in front of your x. There's 1x. And the other coefficient is 3. Of these 3 terms, you only have one that's a constant. It's positive 4. Number 7, find the sum. Okay, that plus sign you should think of as a positive 1, and you're going to distribute, meaning you're going to multiply by positive 1 to both of those terms. These 2 terms drop down. And then positive 1 times negative 7y is negative 7y. And positive 1 times positive 5 is positive 5. Go ahead and combine like terms. 4 yo-yos take away 7 yo-yos is negative 3 yo-yos. And positive 2 times positive 5 is positive 7. Number 8, rewrite the expression without parentheses. Oh man, I erased it. Number 8, you're going to have to skip. Number 9, I have to skip it. Number 9, I also erased the board, but I'll come up with something real quick. How about we do that problem? Now, on the last problem that we saw of this nature, we said this was positive 1. But you can tell that's not going to be a positive 1. We're going to work with negative 1. Or you can call it the opposite of. So I'm going to write 4x plus 5. That remains unchanged. The opposite of 2 is negative 2. And the opposite of negative 3x is positive 3x. Combine like terms, 4x plus 3x is 7x. Positive 5 minus 2 of my constant terms leaves me with positive 3. And last but not least, you have the fencing problem. They only gave to you this in the picture. And they wanted to know what could be the perimeter that we could write for this. What's the expression we could use for this perimeter? Well, if that side is x, this side is x. And if this longer side is x plus 6, then this is x plus 6. Now add up all the sides, and you would wind up with 1, 2, 3, 4 x's plus 12. 6 plus 6 is 12. So you would wind up with that. And now, later in the problem, they say if the longer side of the rectangle measures 28 feet, how much fence is needed? Well, if this is the longer side, x plus 6 is one way to say that length. 28 is another way to say that length. Do you agree that if x plus 6 equals 28, a kindergarten teacher might write it as what number plus 6 equals 28? Well, I think we all recognize that it would be 22. So x's value is 22. So we come back to what we did in part A, and we're going to substitute 22 for x. So 4 times what number plus 12 is going to tell us the perimeter? The perimeter equals 4 times 22 plus 12. 4 times 22 is 88 plus 12. 88 plus 12 is not 96. It is 100. Okay, I hope those problems help you out with today's homework. If not, stay online and ask me questions. Toodaloo.